Hey guys, so we are about to go to our pre-construction meeting today, and we're going to be finalizing all of our structural upgrades, verifying our standard window choices, optional windows. We get to see our house on the property virtually with the engineer today, so we will keep you posted on how all of that goes. See you soon. Charles had to pop out to go pick up Madison from school. It went extremely well. Very impressed with the presentation and the amount of detail he went by step for each part of the process, which we'll share with you guys the steps from starting the building to the final walkthrough. And we talked about all the details of our structural upgrades and options and signed off on that. I mean, I'm excited. I think it went really well. And I had other questions and stuff, which I'll also share with you guys what questions I had prior to. But overall, I didn't even have to have that many follow-up questions because he was actually able to touch on everything that I had on my list before. That's great. Okay, I will check in with Charles soon so we can get his thoughts and feedback on the process. Sorry, I am in the car because the sun. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Welcome back to Building Our Forever. I'm Deanna, for those of you that are new.
And Charles.
Yes, that's him. So we're just going to jump right in. Yesterday, we had our pre-construction meeting, and I'm now just catching up with Charles to get his feedback. But like I said previously, everything went really well yesterday. We were a little surprised that we had our pre-construction meeting before going to the design center. Let me first say that, because I was expecting it to go the other way around, because anyone else I knew typically would do it in that order. But because it's not a third-party design center and everything is directly uploaded from the builder, then we were able to do pre-construction first so they can get things permitted, going, all that stuff. And then we actually go to the design center tomorrow, which is Thursday. So I felt much better after I spoke to our sales consultant and spoke to our head project manager, and he cleared up everything, and I was like, okay. Because at first somebody was very upset and all worked up. I don't know. Anyways, because I didn't know, but it is a thing that can happen. I guess it just depends on your builder, in the order in which that you go in, whether it's design center pre-construction. And in our case, we did pre-construction yesterday, and then we'll go to the design center tomorrow. And all of that stuff will be directly uploaded. They will use that blueprint to place electrical outlets and any additional pre-wires that we need. So before I get into the nitty-gritty of what we did yesterday, I'll let Charles hop in and tell us how he felt about yesterday's meeting.
Well, Deanna normally does the talking, but I really felt good. His name is Gary, the builder. I really felt good that after talking with him, he was very detailed in everything. She's looking at me, so it's going to make me laugh. But anyway, he was very detailed. He answered all the questions. And what got me was that he said that he's going to build our house as if he was building his own house. So when he said that, I was pretty much sold. I was comfortable. That was in the beginning of the meeting. And when he said that, I was pretty much sold. I felt like I can trust him, like I would trust her or anybody else I would trust. He earned my trust real fast. So with that said, from that point on, he was speaking to us, but speaking to her because she had her, as you can see, her laptop out.
Oh my gosh.
She had that out, taking notes about everything, and he spoke to me, he spoke to us, but mainly everything was directed towards her. And from this point on, she'll take over.
Anywho, yes, I have all the questions. I always have questions. I always have notes. That's just who I am. It's fine. But anyways, yes, Gary, he is seemingly amazing. Hopefully he stays this way throughout the entire process. But yesterday I went in and I had questions initially, and I will post some of the questions that I had before we went to our pre-construction meeting below. But I'll go over a few things now. But I didn't even have to really ask those questions after, because he actually went through everything line by line, very detailed, and explained every part of the process. So, I mean, he talked about from the very first step when they break ground to when they dig the hole and they stake, they do the excavation, the footing and walls, backfilling, prep, and then when the inspection happens and backfilling the groundworks, then they inspect again. Like, it's like over 60 items to build a house, like 60 steps or so, probably more. But either way, he went through every single one of them, and I have them all listed here. And if you're interested, I will share all of those steps with you. But overall, he went through everything. Like, every time there's going to be an inspection, he let us know. He told us when we can bring in our third-party inspector. He let us know what the order of the meetings that we'll have from this point on. He gave us his email, his cell phone number, the best way to contact him, what steps to take if we have any issues or we find any mishaps or whatever the case may be. He told us all of that. That was obviously on my list because I needed to know how to contact him. So he even talked about, like, after the final walkthrough, that how the builder is responsible for the first 30 days. So if anything happens in the home in that first 30 days, you have a home warranty, of course, but if anything happens in that first 30 days, you will reach directly out to them, schedule the appointment for him to come and fix and view whatever the error is or anything that's broken, and then they'll fix it that way. So just keep that in mind, that the first 30 days are covered by your builder specifically before your warranty officially starts that process. So some of the things that we did yesterday, overall, we went over the structure of our home. We got to see our home on the land, which was really cool to see the actual house from an aerial view, to see like the sides and how everything is going to look on the land, like the property line and how far between our house and the other house, and so on and so forth, because we are again in a cul-de-sac. So there's ample amount of space between these homes in the cul-de-sac, which we really like. For those of you that know, we came from a house that had a really big backyard, so it's different going into a development because you obviously aren't going to have that kind of space, but it's enough backyard, enough side yard and all that stuff that we feel like it kind of, what was the words I'm looking for?
Felt comfortable with? No?
Maybe. Kind of, yeah. I mean, it was enough that we felt comfortable selecting that lot. And then it was even better when we actually saw the home on the lot, so that we can gauge what it's going to look like. Yeah.
So we had a actual, what is that piece of paper with the house?
Site map?
Yeah, the site map. Yeah, with a diagram of all the specific, all the numbers, the deck that we're going to have put on the back, and everything that that the builder's going to need to get started in building the house. Yes.
So another thing we went over yesterday was all of our structural changes, structural upgrades, our elevation. We went over the SDAR requirements. And those are based on county code. So we are going to be in Charles County. So the code in Charles County is different than the code in Prince George's County. So they're required to have a certain number of windows and a certain number of things on each side of the home. And so there were some windows that showed as optional online, but they're actually standard for us. So we kind of got free windows that we didn't have to pay for because, you know, I guess windows are expensive. So free windows. And one of those windows are actually in the garage. We've never had a window in the garage. So that'll be interesting. But it was free. It was required by the county. So we're going to take it.
Yep.
Let's see what else he went over. He went over all of like the gas, what's run by gas, what's run by electric. He talked about 2 HVAC zones because we have 2 separate zones for our home. One thermostat will be on the main level, and then the other one will be in the owner's bedroom. So we have dual controls, which is great because that way I think we can monitor the temperature in the house a little bit better, since the type of square footage we have. I think that one thermostat just would not do the job for the entire house. So it'll be probably colder in one area where it doesn't need to be, and all that good jazz. Let's see what else we talked about. The drainage system, he talked about that. And there are a lot of ponds around our development. So he talked about how they act as a retention area. So anything that comes from the drainage systems in the homes, they're run off through this filtration system, which is what the pond is acting as, to prevent the sediments from going, that's what he said, right? Sediments, from going into the Potomac, because we're really close to the water. As we had said in a previous post, we can actually see the water through the trees in our backyard. So it's kind of exciting.
Yep.
And let me see what else we would have talked about. Overall, we just went through the structure of the house. We viewed it on the property. Like I said, what was run by gas, what was run by electric. We talked about the process going forward. How long we think the process is going to take, or how long he thinks the process is going to take. He can't guarantee any dates right now.
Yeah, he said about 120 days, I think.
Hold on, let me reference my notes. 140 calendar days
140
to build a house, or our house. So that's about 4 to 5 months, give or take. So we'll keep you posted on when we actually break ground and get an estimated timeline, because we know it's estimated because the winter is coming, and you know, shortages or anything else that could possibly go wrong. So we're not rushing the process at all. We're just going to take it day by day and pray that nothing holds it up too much. But I think overall we got all of our questions answered. I didn't leave there wondering, oh, I should have asked that, or I don't feel comfortable about something. There was no issues. We got copies of all the documents, all the site maps, all the details that we selected, everything. We have copies of that, and I feel confident that they'll be in touch with us as far as updates are concerned. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah. So we will keep you posted and let you know how our design center visit goes, and we'll see how much of it we can share with you while we're in the design center. So until next time, guys.
Peace.